Skinny Hardaway, Sunny T, back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, greatly appreciate you sliding through. If this your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that like button for your boy. Also hit that subscription button. We talk this good boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions every single day, not just today. Today, we here with the MMA EP this Saturday. We got Colby Convington versus Leon Edwards. What's good? Shout out my guy, No Smoke TV. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, No Smoke. Glad you can make it, Pimpin'. Glad you can make it. But we got Leon Edwards versus Colby Convington this weekend. Welterweight championship fight. This will be Kamaru's Usman's divisions for, my boxing people, some of my boxing people in here. I know y'all, might not be, deep into the MMA, right? So just to kind of give y'all a reference, I know we all pretty much know, Kamaru Usman. Leon Edwards, he's the guy that just knocked out. He knocked out Kamaru Usman the first time, right? And then he came back the second time and beat him in a closer fight and won by decision, right? But you got Leon Edwards coming off 2 victories over Kamaru Usman. You got Colby Convington, right? A guy in which Kamaru Usman beat in his prime, right? Kamaru Usman beat him some years ago. It was some years ago for Colby Convington. Colby Convington hasn't lost since Kamaru Usman, right? And Kamaru Usman has only lost to Leon Edwards. So now we're here. Leon Edwards versus Colby Convington. All right, so y'all do your boy solid. Y'all hit that thumbs up. But before we get to that main event, we go through the whole fight card, right? Not just the main event. It's a 10 fight card. 9. It's 9 fights on this card, right? We go through all 9 other fights. I'm gonna try not to waste too much of y'all time in this joint. I'm gonna try to cut this joint to about 20, 30 minutes, or you know what I mean? No more than an hour. No more than an hour at all. So y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Y'all get your boy. Right, let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we up talking this good MMA and sports right now. The first fight we got on the card. I'm gonna go to FanDuel, right? So we gonna do this from FanDuel. I like to, look at the odds, check the odds, I'm gonna tell you methods and whatnot for each fight, and why I got the fighter. Y'all know how we like to do it. It is approximately 5:36 Central, where I'm at in Memphis, Tennessee, right? So it's bright and early, y'all. Y'all bro with your boy. Shout out my guy, No Smoke, sliding through this thing. Glad you could make it pimp. Y'all hit that thumbs up. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. But I digress, right? We got, in the first fight, we got Randy Brown versus Solikov, right? Now I'm gonna butcher some of these. Now, what's good, Jazz? Appreciate you sliding through. Shout out my guy, Jazz. Let me hit y'all with the hammer. Shout out my guy, No Smoke. What's good, No Smoke? Appreciate you sliding through. Good morning to the Bridget for Jazz. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Jazz. Drop the hammer for baby. We about to run through this MMA card this morning. Appreciate you sliding through, y'all. Hit that thumbs up, y'all. Get your boy right. If you up this morning, whether you mess with me or not, you here. Hit that thumbs up for you, boy. So we got Randy Brown versus Solikov, right? We got basically a striker in Solikov versus a wrestler in Randy Brown. Randy Brown up until his last fight, right? He's been kind of on the tear, right? Randy Brown is he's not a top 10 fighter, right? But he's kind of like right outside of that top 10, like that 12 to 15 range. You know what I mean? He's fighting a guy in solid cold. He's trying to build his way back, you know what I mean, to that top mix of this division. Randy Brown should win this fight. Should win this fight fairly easy. Again, Randy Brown is a wrestler, but he possesses some striking ability, right? Good athlete, you know what I mean? Randy Brown is. Solico is also a stand-up fighter as well. Conor Loco Sports, what's good, Conor Loco? Appreciate you sliding through this time, Pimp. Glad you can make it, man. Glad you can make it. Let me drop the hammer for my guy. What's going on? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Pimp. I'm gonna put Jazz back up there though because she look better than Naya. Okay, so I digress. Shout out my guy Conor Loco Sports. But in that first fight, man, I got Brown versus Solico. I ain't gonna waste too much of y'all time on that. I just think Brown is a better. I think when it comes to the striking right, Solico does have the edge in the striking right, but it's slight. And I think Randy Brown is more powerful in the stand-up. When it comes to the grappling and wrestling, Randy Brown is in front of him by miles, right? And I'm thinking this fight is going to end up on the ground, right? So I got Brown money line in that first fight of the night, right? So I digress. Second fight, we got Martin Buday versus Sal Mill Gasuv. Now, Martin Buday is the favorite in this fight. The last time Martin Buday had a fight, right, I took him to win. Martin Buday laid an egg for me, man. Martin Buday is one of those dudes. I'm not sure what all the hype is about, right, about Martin Buday, but from the fights that I have seen, and even in the fights that he has won, right, don't look like nothing special, don't look like nothing spectacular. It almost looks like he damn near loses every fight that he's in, but some kind of way he wins, or he might get a split decision, right? He's one of those guys. He's one of those favorites, right, that if you put your money on, you got to hold your breath because he damn near, you know what I mean? It's either going to be a nail-biter type of fight or he going to lose it for you, right? In this fight, I'm going to go with Gasev in this fight. I don't believe in Martin Buday's power. I don't believe in the striking. I seen him get out-wrestled, right? I think Gasev go come in here. He going to be able to outlast him, better tank. And I think he going to press him up against the cage, wrestle him a little bit. And Martin Buday going to be in survival mode like he is in most of his fights. You could say that I'm taking this fight not more so because I believe in Gasev, but how much I don't believe, right, in Martin Buday. I think Martin Buday comes out here and he drops the ball again. I got Gasev for the upset over Martin Buday. Martin Buday is nothing special. You know what I mean? So we got Gasev with the upset money line. And real quick, let me give y'all some methods if y'all want to take methods in that first two. You could go Randy Brown, right? Randy Brown has a chance to knock Solikov out, but because he's going to be on the ground, I think Solikov may make it through, right? Let's check. I think Solikov may be able to make it through there, right? I think the safest bet in there is Randy Brown money line because I do think the knockout threat is there, but I do expect Randy Brown to most definitely out-wrestle him. I think Randy Brown money line will be the safest, right? But if you want to bet it, you can go Randy Brown points or KO. I'm thinking points or KO for Randy Brown. I think Gasev, you could go points or KO in that fight as well. I do think Martin Buday doesn't have the strongest chin, right? And he's susceptible to strikes, but Gasev is a wrestler, right? But there's also the chance that Gasev could put him on the ground, TKO him on the ground. I think in that fight, the safest play will be just Gasev straight up. You get the plus money on that anyway, right? You don't got to reach too much to find value because it's at, pretty good value with the money line. But if you want to take a method in there, Gasev on the points, I think, is a pretty good method in there. Gasev points, maybe submission, you know what I mean? Something like that. I don't think he knocks Buday out. And if he does, it's like a ground stoppage, right? But I don't see him stopping Buday. But Gasev money line in that fight. Randy Brown money line, Gasev money line are my plays, right? In the third fight, we got Andre Fili versus Lucas Almeida. I think Andre Fili is the better grappler and wrestler in this fight. Almeida, Almeida is he's a pretty good striker. You know what I mean? Andre Fili is a respectable striker. Almeida would probably be the better striker in this matchup. I think Andre Fili is the better athlete, right? I think he's able to control Lucas Almeida, right? Press him up against the cage, make this a wrestling match, a grind him out kind of match. You know what I mean? And I think he's able to grind out Lucas Almeida to a decision. Andre Fili, I just think he gonna be like, you know, too strong, too powerful in them clinches, right? And I think he gonna be able to, you know, put him on the ground, you know, and control him. Does he stop Lucas Almeida? Lucas Almeida, he's getting up there in age, man. Does he get stopped? Man, I don't think Andre Fili stops him, right? But I think Andre Fili dominates him, right? I think he dominates him for sure. And I think he dominates him like, you know, on the ground type deal, because if Andre Fili could strike, right? But him striking opens up the door more for Lucas Almeida. So if I'm Andre Fili, you know, I'm coming out here, I might strike to get where I need to go. But if I'm Andre Fili, I'm coming out, I'm you know, grappling them, and I'm, you know, laying and praying, and we getting up out of there. I noticed I went wrestler in my first 3 fights. Brown, Gasso, Fili, but they all do possess some sort of striking ability. Not so much Gasso, right? But they all do possess some striking ability. But you know, their basis wrestlers, right? But Andre Fili, you know, maybe points in their fight. I think Andre Fili points is a good play in that fight. I don't think he stops Lucas Almeida, but I do think he dominates him, right? You know what I mean, for 3 rounds with the ground game and the grappling, right? So we move on to the 4th fight. We got Cody Durden versus Ulanbekov. Ulanbekov, I just think he's the better overall fighter. I don't believe in Cody Durden at all. You know what I mean? Cody Durden got one of those big heads, like, and everybody like to punch it, right? Cody Durden is a wrestler, right? Ulanbekov is a better wrestler, right? If they're going to be striking, Ulanbekov is a better striker, right? For what it's worth, I think this line right here is they got Ulanbekov at -178. I think that line is kind of close. I think Ulanbekov should maybe be like a 3-1. You know what I mean? 3.5. You know what I mean? Over Cody Durden. I don't think Cody Durden is very good. Not really sure how he has been able to stay in the UFC for so long. He's more of a you know, PFL, Bellator kind of guy. I think like he'll be like a champion over there or something, Cody Durden. But in the UFC, he's kind of just like that journeyman guy who's, you know, just good enough to stay around, right? And I think Ulanbekov wins this fight fairly easy. You know what I mean? I think he wins this fight fairly easy. I got Ulanbekov over Cody Durden. Let me drop Fili money line in here, right? So we got Fili money line, right? And then we got Ulanbekov over Cody Durden money line, right? But I digress. I think Fili and Ulanbekov win their fight, you know what I mean, fairly easy. I think Randy Brown wins his fight fairly easy. And I think Gassiev is going to be able to edge it out over Martin Buday in those first 4 fights, right? Moving right along to the 5th fight, we got Alonzo Minifield versus Jacoby. Dustin Jacoby. I think Dustin Jacoby is, you know, he's most definitely, this is going to be a stand-up fight, right? Both these guys have stand-up bases, right? A lot of people think that Dustin Jacoby is a wrestler because he does like to wrestle a lot, right? But he actually is more so, he does have stand-up in his bag, right? He used to kickbox, used to be a boxer, right? So he got it in his bag, does Dustin Jacoby. And I think in this fight, if the fight goes to the ground, the fight completely swings to Dustin Jacoby, right? And when he's standing up, I think Dustin Jacoby He's most definitely the more decorated striker, right? Minifield is he's a strong guy, like a knockout artist. He's a bull in the ring, right? Not a technical striker, right? But a bulldozer kind of striker, right? Dustin Jacoby is a little more technical with his striking, and he's the much better wrestler. I think he can win this fight on the feet. I think he can win this fight on the ground. If this fight goes to the ground, it's all Jacoby, right? But I think he could win this fight on the feet if I'm Jacoby, because I know Minifield, is a monster. He's extremely powerful with the strikes, right? I'm taking him down, and I'm making this as easy a fight as I can make it, right? Because on the ground, Jacoby could submit him. He could, knock him out, or he just could control him and, let the fight, you know what I mean, run his course. But on the feet, he gives Minifield more of a chance to catch him with a knockout. But I got Dustin Jacoby in that fight, and I think he wins that fight, pretty comfortably as well. High confidence, Dustin Jacoby. High confidence, Ulabico. High confidence, Andre Feely. High confidence, Randy Brown. Middle confidence, Gassev so far. Right? I digress. We got Casey O'Neill, right? And we got Ariana Lipski. Casey O'Neill is coming off a loss. Arian Lipski is coming off a victory. I think, again, you got wrestler versus grappler, right? We got Lipski, who's a striker. We got Casey O'Neill, who's the grappler. If the fight, is on the ground, I favor O'Neill. The longer the fight stays on his feet, I favor Lipski. I feel like Lipski is much better in the stand-up, right? And when the fight goes to the ground, I feel like O'Neill is better offensively, right? Wrestling. If Lipski is able to, stop the takedown, or Lipski is able to get up when she gets taken down, I think Lipski, finds a way to win this fight. If Casey O'Neill is able to take Lipski down and, keep her down for the course of 3 rounds, then Casey O'Neill wins this fight, right? Casey O'Neill has a lot of hype. She's 9-1, right? She lost her last fight, which is her only loss. She's going up against Lipski. And I do this off my head. I think Lipski is about maybe 16-7 or something like that, 16-8, something like that. She has a lot of losses, right? But she's an experienced fighter. She started UFC young. She's only 29 years old, and she has over 20-something fights, right? You know what I mean? So by the time she's done, she's probably going to be cracking 40, 50 fights. You know what I mean? Lipski. But she's young, but she's experienced to be that young. She's younger than Casey O'Neill, right, who has less fights. I think in this fight, Ariana Lipski is able to pull it out, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't think Casey O'Neill, even if Casey O'Neill is able to take her down, I don't think it's going to be easy for Casey O'Neill to take her down, right? I think she's going to have to work for it, and I don't think she'll be able to keep her down when she takes her down, right? I think Ariana Lipski she's a little smaller in frame, right? But I think she's slightly more athletic and slightly more explosive, and I think she finds a way to keep this fight on the feet. And I'm going with the underdog, Ariana Lipski, with the upset over Casey O'Neill, right? Casey O'Neill is -210. You got Ariana Lipski at -162. I think this going to be one of the better fights on the card. O'Neill and Lipski. I got Lipski with the upset over Casey O'Neill this Saturday. We running this thing out. We got 3 fights left, so I'm not going to get y'all up out here. I've been on here 20 minutes. Let me try to get this thing in the next 10, right? So moving right along, we got Cody Gabbard versus Brian Kellner, right? Cody Gabbard is he's another guy, right? He's a young guy with a lot of fights. You feel like he's older than he really is because he's been around so long and all the fights that he got. He's fighting Brian Kellner, who's actually older than him again with less fights, right? This is gonna be a stand-up battle, unless it's a wrestling battle, right? And Cody Gabbard takes it to the ground. But I'm thinking for the most part, it's going to be a stand-up battle. Both these guys, historically do like to stand up, even though they both do possess ground games, right? but they like to stand up. Normally when you get two wrestlers, they strike, right? Which is a weird kind of thing. You get two strikers, sometimes they want to clinch and wrestle, right? But normally when you get two wrestlers, the wrestlers strike with one another, right? And I think this gonna be that case, right? These guys will come out here and they gonna strike with one another. I think Cody Garbrandt is able to win this fight on the scorecards, right? You got two guys who throw bombs. You're thinking, somebody get knocked out. I think both these guys maybe get stunned, right? They get rocked, but I don't think anybody gets knocked out in this fight. I'm taking Cody Garbrandt to win this fight over Kellner. I think Cody Garbrandt is just all around and overall, the better fighter. A lot of people fear that Cody Garbrandt may be washed or over the hill. I tell y'all this: if he loses this fight, he's most definitely washed and over the hill. But I'm gonna take him to win this fight and beat this guy because I think he's just better, right? So I got Cody Garbrandt money line over Brian Kellner, right? That's the seventh fight. We got two more moving right along. We got Irene. I don't mess her name up. Irene Aldana, right? We got Irene Aldana versus Cara Rosa. In this fight, I'm taking Aldana. I bet on Cara Rosa enough times to know that not to bet on Cara Rosa, right? When you think she gonna win, she lose. When you think she gonna lose, you know what I mean, she win. Low key, when I first saw this fight made, right, I thought she might win this fight. And then I thought twice about it. I was like, nah, she probably ain't gonna beat Aldana. I got Aldana in this fight for a lot of the reasons, right? Why I got Ulanbekov over Cody Durden, and the same reason I got Gasov over Martin Buday, because I just don't believe in Cara Rosa like that. You know what I mean? I believe more in Irene Aldana than I do Cara Rosa. I be butchering Aldana's name for whatever reason. I believe more than in Aldana than I do Cara Rosa. So I'm going Irene Aldana in that fight. I think she's able to control the fight pretty much wherever it goes. And I got Aldana on points. All right, we got main event time. We got Bryce Mitchell and Josh Emmett, right? I think this fight is going to be a banger, right? Again, you kind of got striker Josh Emmett versus wrestler Bryce Mitchell, clash of styles. Josh Emmett, he's an older guy, right? In the game, he's been around for some time now. You got Bryce Mitchell. He's the young guy. He just had a step up fight, right? In which he just had a step up fight, right? In which he came up a little short, right? So he I think that was about 2 fights ago. He came up a little short, so he kind of on the bounce back trail right now. Josh Emmett is a good test for him, a good match for him. Bryce Mitchell has been training, with my guy Danny Barlow. Danny Barlow from the Contender Series. One of the newest UFC signees. He's been training with Danny Barlow, and I know Danny Barlow is giving him good work. Has been giving him good work this camp, right? So I'm going with the wrestling of Bryce Mitchell over the striking of Josh Emmett, right? I think they come out. I think Bryce Mitchell entices him into striking a little bit, and then he shoots for a takedown. And I think Bryce Mitchell is able to, dominate Josh Emmett on the ground, right, with the wrestling. And I think he's able to do it over the course of the entire fight. And I think Bryce Mitchell, not because, a lack of Josh Emmett, but because I think Bryce Mitchell, his ground game, right, his wrestling and his grappling, I think he's just dominant, right? And Josh Emmett is a striker. If you don't allow Josh Emmett to get going, which I don't think Bryce Mitchell is, then, you can control him. You can beat him. I think Bryce Mitchell is that good of a wrestler to where he's going to pretty much be able to come out, control Josh Emmett, right? Josh Emmett, he has those looping hooks, right? He may be able to land something, but even then, I think he lands something as Bryce Mitchell is coming in, and Bryce Mitchell is able to, get a hold of Josh Emmett, ground him, and keep him grounded. I don't think Bryce Mitchell stops Josh Emmett though. So I'm going Bryce Mitchell, and I'm going Bryce Mitchell on the points. I don't think he submits Josh Emmett either. Josh Emmett is a tough guy. He wants to win, so I don't see him giving up. You know what I mean? I don't see him quitting, right? and just giving up his back and throwing in the white flag. So I think Bryce Mitchell is going to have to work for it, but I just think Bryce Mitchell's wrestling is going to be just a little too good. So I got Bryce Mitchell over Josh Emmett, and I got Bryce Mitchell points decision. So just to give y'all a rundown, right? Drop this in the chat. So I'm gonna do the rundown at 27, right? I got Randy Brown in the first fight. I got Shamil Gassov in the second fight. I got Andre Feely in the third fight. I got Ulanbekov over Durden in the fifth fight. I got Dustin Jacoby over Minifield in the sixth fight. I got Lipsky with the upset over Casey O'Neill. And then I got Cody Gabbard to hold it down against Brian Kellner. I got Irene Aldana over Cal Rosa. And in the main event, I got Bryce Mitchell over Josh Emmett. Right? If y'all asking me the methods, let me give y'all the methods. And so Randy Brown, I think Randy Brown wins by points or knockout, right? KO points. I think Gasso wins by points or knockout, right? I think Andre Feely wins by points. Andre Feely on the points. No, points or knockout for Andre Feely. Ulanbekov, I got him points or knockout over Cody Durden. I got Dustin Jacoby points or submission over Alonzo Minifield. I got Andrea Lipsky decision over Casey O'Neill points. I got Cody Gabbard points or knockout over Kellner. I got Irene Aldana points over Kyle Rosa. And I got Bryce Mitchell points over points decision over Josh Emmett. I ain't gonna hold y'all up in this thing too much longer. I appreciate y'all sliding through this thing. Skin hard over 17. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. This the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Look.